Thank you. When I was just 19 years old. I started having a pain in my abdomen. My parents took me to the ER, and after a few tests, they found a mass on my left ovary. On June 1st, they did surgery and removed the mass the size of a grapefruit that contained my left ovary in two. The doctors weren't exactly sure what it was. They sent my mass, as they called it, off to a few different hospitals to figure it out. On June 5th, I met with my doctor and heard the words that no one wants to hear. You have cancer. The mass they discovered turned out to be cancerous. The doctor said it was very rare for someone as young as me to get this kind of tumor. On an average, about 50 women a year get the same kind of tumor that I had. And most of them got it when they were late in life. But anyone that knows me knows that's just how things are for me. Always got to be a little different, always got to be a little odd. I still have a hard time accepting it, and it's been 13 years. I know I had cancer, but I don't really feel like I had cancer. We discussed my options and decided I was going to go through chemo. Since mine was such a rare type, I was a little unsure of the medications to use them. But on June 29th, I took the trip to the area with my mom to start my treatment. I was terrified. I mean, how could you not be terrified? I had no idea what to expect. The first round wasn't so bad. I mean, other than the tornado warning down there, and me freaking out when the nurse tried to put an IV in. But after that, I went every 3 weeks for 5 days in a row straight of treatment. And each week in between, I had a treatment on a Wednesday. I did this for 4 months. It was a little uneasy sitting in the chemo room. I was the youngest one in there. To them, I was just a kid. I didn't feel like a kid. I was 19. But now that I look back at it, I realize exactly how young I was. I became very sick after my last week round of treatment, and I had to be put back in the hospital for dehydration. It was horrible the way chemo made me feel. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. But I survived. I beat this. 2 weeks after starting chemo, I shaved my head. Well, I always joked around, saying I was going to do 3 things in my life. Get a tattoo, and as you can see, I have many of them. Pierce my tongue and shave my head. And I've done all these things. I just didn't want to do it because of that. Well, after my treatment, I went for my all the time the doctor was telling me I would never be able to have children. I was okay with that. Almost a year after I was done with my treatments, I found out I was pregnant with my first child. My doctors were in shock, but I was shocked too. I couldn't believe the test when it came back positive. There's no way I had gotten pregnant after having all those horrible chemicals in me, but I was. And it has to be the greatest news I ever heard in my life. Ironically, my due date was exactly after they told me you were there. On June 17th, I gave birth to my Rayna. 2 years after that, I had another miracle, my amazing daughter Jalen. And 2 years after that, I had my darling son Katie. I look at my beautiful children and think how incredible it is. How incredible it is to have them after the doctor saying I would never be able to have children. I just guess I proved them wrong 3 times. I am so grateful for them. They are my world, and they mean everything to me. I remember one day while I was going through treatments, I was talking to my grandmother, and she asked if I ever wondered why me. I can honestly say I never thought of it like that. I have always figured, why not me? Going through this has made me who I am today. So many things, compassion, strength, and so much more. And I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and we're never given what we can handle in our life. Plus, I now have the mentality that if I have cancer, I can do anything. In 2000, not long after having my oldest daughter, I attended my first Relay for Life. I was amazed by all the people coming together for such an amazing cause. I didn't really participate that year, but I've come back every year since. And each year I'm doing more and more and more for the event. The Relay means so much for me. I'm hoping one day, through the money we raise here, that we will find a cure for cancer, so my children will never have to hear the words, "You have cancer." My mother, 2 sisters, the team, friends, and this is our 7th year as a Relay team. My aunts have both lost someone very close to them. Her husband in 2005 to brain cancer. Lost her daughter in 2006 to cervical cancer. I would give anything to be able to spend another moment with them. Anything. That is why this cause is so near and dear to our hearts. Every year we have a murder mystery dinner to raise money. So hopefully nobody else here will have to hear the words, "You have cancer." Thank you.